Hello people of YouTube and welcome to the next episode of the Narnia Life series. There hasn't really been much news, and I feel like I say this at the start of every Narnia Life episode now. There hasn't been nothing major that's been released. Which is very strange because they've announced, I think Sony, I'm pretty sure announced, I think it were a month or so ago, a couple of weeks ago, they announced the sequel to Jumanji. Yet they haven't announced anything to do with Narnia, which I find very strange. We haven't had no news. I would have thought at least by now we would have had at least some bits of news. But alas, basically the Narnia films are on pretty much hiatus at this point. Once there is news, of course, I'll record a video and update you guys. But for the time being, I got this idea to do basically talk about the original trilogy cast. So all the cast from The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, Prince Caspian and Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. Basically just talk about each actor and talk about, what they've been doing, sort of acting wise, if they've been on film, TV, and stuff like that. So this might be a long video. I might have to split it in either 2 or 3 parts depending on how long it is. But yeah, I'm going to start basically talking about William Moseley. Now this, of course, is William Moseley, who we all know who played Peter Pevensey in the film series. Basically, he's now 31 and he's definitely, of course, grown up since his Narnia days. He's been in a couple of things. He's been in a short called Don Cheadle is Captain Planet. He was also in a TV series called Perception, but he only appeared in 1 episode. He was also in a film called The Selection, which was a TV movie. And he's also been in Run, The Silent Mountain, and The Friend Request. The 2 major things that I know that he's been in recently, one is called The Royals, which focuses on the British royal family, and he played one of the mains. He played Prince Liam, but currently he's going to be in the upcoming Disney live-action adaptation of The Little Mermaid, so of course we'll see him in that. But yeah, that's the most recent things that he's been doing. He's doing quite well. So next we have Anna Popplewell, who is now 29. Again, she's doing quite well for herself. She's been in a TV film called The Brave New World, and she's also been in a film called The Payback Season. And she's been in other stuff as well. She's been in Halo 4, which was a miniseries. She's been in a film called The Freak of Nature. And she's also been in a short called The Last Birthday. But the most recent thing that I've seen her in is a TV series called Rain, which she played one of the main. She played Lady Lola. So yeah, she's doing quite well for herself too. Now next we have Skandar Keynes, who of course played Edmund. He's now 26. According to my research, he hasn't really done much since The Voyage of the Dawn Treader. He's been in a couple of things that he was in before The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. He was in a film called Ferrari in 2003, and he was also in a TV documentary in 2001 called Victoria Died in 1901 and is Still Alive Today. He's got them 2, and then of course he did the 3 Narnia films, but since then he hasn't acted, which is very surprising because I think a lot of people thought he was going to be the next big film star. We're going to be in every single film coming out kind of thing. But yeah, he hasn't acted according to my research. And of course, how can I forget, we also have Georgia Henley, who played Lucy. Of course she's grown up since her Narnia days. She's now 23. She's been in a couple of films since her Narnia days. She's been in a film called The Perfect Sisters with Abigail Breslin. She's been in another film called The Sisterhood of Night. And she's also been in another film called Access to All Areas. Now I also know that, I think it was a couple of years ago, she graduated from Cambridge, so she has got a degree. I'm not sure exactly what degree she has, but she does have a degree. She graduated from university. So yeah, she's doing extremely well for herself. So next we have the actor called Noah Huntley. Now if you don't know who he played Peter as an adult at the end of The Lion, the Witch and the Wardrobe. He hasn't really done much in terms of acting. He's been in Snow White and the Huntsman, and he's also worked on Dracula Untold. Other than that, I couldn't really find much else on the internet, but yeah, he's done a couple of things since Narnia. Now, here we have the actress called Sophie Winkleman, who played adult Susan. She hasn't really been in much in terms of films, but she has been on TV a lot. She's been on a series called the Harry and Paul series, and she's also been on 2.5 Men. I don't really know what else she's been in, honestly, but I know that I'm pretty sure she got married, and I think that she technically is classed as royalty now. I'm sure she's classed as a lady, assuming I researched the right person. But yeah, in terms of acting, she hasn't really done much, but yeah. Okay, so next we have Mark Wells, who played adult Edmund. When I've been researching, the only thing I can find him in that he's done since Narnia is a film called Walking with the Enemy, which came out in 2013. I haven't really seen him in anything other than that. So yeah. And of course here we have Rachel Henley, who played the adult Lucy, and she is actually Georgia Henley's sister in real life. Again, acting wise, she hasn't really done much. She was apparently in The Perfect Sisters alongside her sister, Georgie, and Abigail Breslin as well. I'm not sure what role she played though, but she was a part of that film with Georgie. And she's also been in a short film called The Code, which came out in 2013. But other than that, I couldn't really find anything else that she'd been in. Now, up next is Liam Neeson, who we all know for doing the voice of Aslan. He's been very busy since his Narnia days. He's been in the Dark Knight trilogy. I believe he was in all three. I believe. It's been a while since I've seen them films, but he has worked on the Dark Knight trilogy. He was also in Taken. I think there's 3 Taken films now. He's been in Anchorman, he's been in the Lego Movie, The Nut Job, Daddy's Home, and he's also done work on Family Guy. So yeah, he's been extremely busy. Of course, he's a very, very well-known actor. But yeah, he's been extremely busy since his Narnia days. So up next we have Tilda Swinton, who played, of course, Jadis, the White Witch, in the trilogy. I haven't really seen her in anything. I know she's been in a bunch of movies, none that I've really heard of though. But the few that I have heard her from is, I know that she's been in Doctor Strange, and she's also been in a film called Superia. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, she has been extremely busy. I always remember, I think she did a film called The Beach with Leonardo DiCaprio, but that was before her Narnia days. But yeah, like I said, she has been extremely busy. You know, she is a well-known actress. So up next we have our Tonus, James McAvoy. He's been extremely busy since his Narnia days as well. He's been in a film called Atonement, which I have seen, which he starred alongside Keira Knightley. He's of course been in the X-Men film series. I think he's been in pretty much all of them. One of the most recent films he's been in was a film called Split. He's also done work on Deadpool. I'm not sure if he's in the sequel or not. I assume he is in the sequel, but I know he was in the first one. According to my research, he's also due to star in the second It film, and he's currently working on filming his Dark Materials, which is a BBC adaptation of his Dark Materials trilogy, where he's going to be playing Lord Asriel, so I'm extremely excited for that series. It's going to be very weird seeing him play Lord Asriel, because I'm so used to seeing Daniel Craig play Lord Asriel from the Golden Compass movie. But yeah, I do think James McAvoy will, of course, nail the role. Very excited to see what else he does. Okay, so up next we have Ray Winstone, who did the voice for Mr. Beaver. He's done a couple of bits of work since Narnia. He's worked on at least one of the Indiana Jones films. He was also in Percy Jackson, which I don't really remember him in Percy Jackson, but apparently he was in one. I think he was in the second one, The Sea of Monsters. And he's also worked on Snow White and the Huntsman, as well as, obviously he's done other stuff, but they're the major things that I've heard of. And of course, with Mr. Beaver, we have Mrs. Beaver, who was voiced by Dawn French. She hasn't really worked on anything since. She's worked on an animation film called Coraline, and she also had some sort of cameo, some sort of role in the Absolutely Fabulous movie. I think mainly she's worked on TV. I know she did the Vicar of Dibley or whatever it's called. But yeah, nothing sort of recent that's been on TV. Now here we have Kieran Shan, who played the White Witch's dwarf servant Ginnebrick. He's worked on a couple of things. He's been in at least one of the Hobbit films, but he's mainly been doing work on the Star Wars series. Most notably, he's been on The Force Awakens, Rogue One, and The Last Jedi.